Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host Dennis Simpson as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village. The award-winning RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007. Find them online at explorehsv.com. They are RE/MAX of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com. Ike Eisenhower State Farm. Ike and his award-winning team have been serving the insurance needs of folks all around Hot Springs Village since 1998. Ike has qualified for State Farm's President's Club, Chairman's Circle, and Hot Springs Village Insurance Agent of the Year. Call Ike Eisenhower State Farm today at 501-984-4100. That's 501-984-4100. Find them online at ikeeisenhower.net. Call them today for all your insurance needs because, like a good neighbor, Ike Eisenhower State Farm is there.
Here with Miss Misty Parrish, who may have, in my opinion, one of the harder jobs in the village. How are you, Misty?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well, and before we hit the button, so I just hit the button. I was telling about a friend of mine that had Lou Gehrig's disease and how absolutely diabolical it was. And Parkinson's, I don't think is much different. It may be a little slower, it may be a little quicker, but it's not exactly a happy, cheery, oh, I've got a little disease problem, right, Misty?
Everything that you go through is going to be one of our mottos that we do is going to AA. So it's an attitude adjustment. So everybody has to put it in perspective and then, know all the facts and what you're working with, and then just continue to move forward.
Live your life, right? So
right.
How long does it take? What happens? How do you know you have it? What can we do? What do you do? If I go see Misty and we go to the Parkinson's class, what do we do to make my life better longer?
Well, first of all, you're getting, for some people, most people, they have it anywhere from 7 to 10 years before they really know they have it.
Really?
Yeah. And
what would be one of those symptoms?
Well, when you first start out, it's going to be like tremors. And some people get that confused too, because you can have tremors and not have Parkinson's.
Sure.
There are several different things that doesn't necessarily mean you have Parkinson's. But if you're starting out and people are talking to you about, you look like you've got kind of like the caveman walk, you're not picking up your feet. Your arms aren't swinging like they used to. Your voice is a little bit lower. Your balance is off. Those are kind of things that you'll start to notice. And then, you go to the neurologist. And what happens is a lot of times in the past, people would go to a neurologist and somebody would say you have Parkinson's. And then there was no other advice.
That was it. End of sentence.
Yes. And people were just like, well, what do I do next? So that's where like rock steady boxing comes into play. Your neurological doctor, your neurologist is going to talk to you about medications, about exercise, possibly about a movement specialist. And the reason why rock steady boxing is so great for people with Parkinson's is it's a intense forced exercise, which that's what helps dopamine, which people are lacking when they have depression or mood disorders. And with Parkinson's, their body is lacking dopamine. So when you're doing a forced, intense exercise, the dopamine is moving around in the areas that your body is lacking. And when your body is lacking dopamine, you're having a harder time with movement because that's what signals your body to move. So rock steady boxing is designed with forced intensity to work with balance, agility, hand-eye coordination, working on loud voices. The idea is just to keep somebody moving and actually pushing them to a place that they didn't think that they could do.
As my 85-year-old dad, who has had 3 heart attacks by the time he was my age, who goes to therapy 2 and 3 times a week, works out on the bike and everything at Encore. Let's do a shout out for Encore Hospital there, or the Heart Hospital in Benton. But just an FYI, he said he hears every day that he shows up, motion is lotion. You got to keep it moving.
That's exactly right. I mean, and that's what we talk about every day in here, is just to keep moving.
But let me go through this, and I'm trying to understand. And for those of you that know or don't know, I know nothing about this. I know that, and I don't think I'll have a problem. Alice talks about this, Alice Bates, that her husband Dennis has this, and that it's a battle. You wake up some mornings, it's a good day. You wake up other days, it's not that good a day. But when you're running low on dopamine, it affects everything. It affects your sleep. It affects your mood. It affects your person. I didn't even know this was related. I had no idea. So give me ground level and by the way, and the boxing classes that you do are held when and where, and how do we meet you?
We, well, actually the boxing classes are held at Good Samaritan. There's Good Samaritan, and then we have an outpatient facility, which is located at 903 DeSoto. It's Fit for Life and outpatient therapy. We're actually located right next door to Dr. Sutton. The classes are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have one class at 9 until 10:30, and then I have another class at 10:30 to 11:45. And then I also teach a class on Tuesday and Thursdays from 11 to 12. And typically people will call they'll set up a time to do an assessment, which then I will do. It's about 30 minutes, go through an assessment, find out what you have going on, what we need to work towards, what level of Parkinson's you're in right at the moment, and which class is going to suit you best. And then once we go through the assessment, then we get you started, and every person that comes to class is dealing with different levels. Some people are just newly diagnosed. Some people have had it 15, 20 years. Really? Parkinson's, when we talk about it, it's a progressive disorder, a disease. It's a brain disorder, and it actually, with some people, moves very slow. Some people, it's very progressive. And just because one person has one symptom doesn't mean that that's what everybody is going to have. It's kind of like I tell everybody when you come into boxing, you are your own person. You're not competing against anybody else. You're just trying to do the best that you can do. And so really, attitude plays a big part in it, sleep, medication. So when you were talking about, the dopamine and how it starts, doctors are going to start each person on what they feel is the best regimen for them. And that's how they get the dopamine moving also in their system. There's a drug, it's called carbidopa-levodopa. And it actually is pretty much the main drug for Parkinson's patients. And making sure your nutrition is where it needs to be, you're staying hydrated, getting enough sleep. And, I can't say enough about exercise, because that's just going to benefit anybody, whether you have Parkinson's or not.
Diane and I have recently returned from a European vacation, and we had a great time. And as I went to visit our doctor, who said, yeah, probably, yeah. He said, 75% of the people that have come into me that have been to Europe have COVID again.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh boy. And our, we're not the Ken and Barbie of fitness and health, but we go run and we work out and we try and maintain. And I realize, and people say, well, why do you do that? Well, you're just trying, is it a vanity? You're trying to stay fit. Well, this is not vanity, if you know what I'm saying. But my point being is that it's a little bit of insurance. It's a little buffer that when you do get sick, it's not catastrophic. When you you can bounce back. It's a long-term, how do I say? It's a long-term insurance plan. My brother-in-law, who I love dearly, just had a knee surgery. Well, that was 2.5 weeks ago. Saturday morning, he was on the tractor mowing the yard and hadn't had his staples out yet. And my mom's like, I wish he wouldn't do that. And I said, honey, Mama, there are two kinds of people that get knee surgery. There's people that have knee surgery and they get up and move and it hurts anyway. And there's other people that sit down and go, oh, it hurts. I can't move.
That's right.
I can tell you the long-term future for each one of them. I can tell you the process, right? Right, Misty?
Well, and that's one of the things about, anybody that comes to the gym, since we're also a outpatient therapy or just a wellness center. But I am truly motivated and inspired by everybody that comes here, because most of the people that come here are dealing with hip issues, back issues, knee issues. And then, of course, you've got the people coming with Parkinson's and dementia and different things. And every reason they could possibly have to not get up and do something, but they come anyway, and they keep moving and they keep going. And I mean, I'm here supposed to be inspiring people and motivating, and they do just as much for me, because, I truly am inspired by watching each and every person that comes here every day.
This is how the teacher gets taught, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's exactly what this is.
Yes, I'm learning a lot. And, the other aspect of this for me is that I got into rock steady boxing. I read up a lot about it, and I'd had clients before rock steady boxing became available. And I had an uncle that had Parkinson's. He also had schizophrenia and stage 4 cancer. So the stage 4 cancer is what took him. But, a lot of research shows that Parkinson's can be hereditary.
Really?
And so that got me thinking, if I have a family member that has it, and what better way for me than to be teaching and doing all of the things right now, in case that is something that I am going to be dealing with.
It's funny you should say that, as I mentioned about my father having 3 heart attacks. You know what? Guess what's in the front of my mind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So health and fitness and eating right, it seems like a good idea. It's just like going to heaven. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die, right? Yes. So it's a good theoretical plan, but I don't want to find it today, right? Yeah. No, but today is when. For those of you that are listening, if you're saying, Dennis, I'd be embarrassed to go to the gym, and I'm talking in a broader sense here, Misty, and because I want others that don't know. Dennis is not going to show up in a muscle shirt and rip it out and go running around the gym. I'm not going to do that, but nobody else is going to do that either. And one of the comments, and Diane, my lovely wife, who is a little self-conscious, well, people be watching me. Nobody's watching you. Nobody. Come and do your thing. Come and do your thing. Right, Misty?
And that's the thing about where our wellness center is. A lot of people are here therapy-wise. Other people are here just from the community. You don't have to come and do therapy. You don't have to have Parkinson's to come here. Anybody, can join. We're like a family here. Everybody helps everybody. Nobody is, wearing outrageous things. However, if you want to wear something outrageous, you can. But everybody's just coming in and doing what they need to do. Not everybody comes because they want to come. They come because they have to come. And if they don't, they're not going to get better or feel better. I am fortunate enough to be one of those crazy people that absolutely love fitness and always has. So I've never known my life without fitness. So it is something I'm very big on for sure.
It looks good on you. How about that?
Well, thank you. I come in and I teach rock steady boxing, and I don't know what it's like to have Parkinson's. I do know I have a family member that had it, but I was diagnosed in my 50s with psoriatic arthritis, which affects all the joints. And so I'm one of those that if I don't keep moving, I'm not going to be able to move. There's no cure for that as well. There are medications. And so, I have to know my limits each day, but the key for me is continuous movement as well. So I get to help them move. They help me move, and it's just a win-win situation.
Well, Misty, and I'm going to call this an introductory meeting. Number one, I want to meet you in person someday too. It's been a pleasure. We've been trying to connect for weeks now, but and we've got to wrap it up here in just a minute. I appreciate your time. I imagine your arm's getting sore by now, is my theory too.
Oh, I'm used to holding it up like that too. It'd be great for you to come. It'd be great for you to come during one of our boxing classes.
I would. I'd love to. And honestly, I tell you what, and I'll give a teaser to our regular listeners. Very soon, I can't tell you when and I can't tell you what, but we're going to move to a much more video-based format. We'll have more video content and you'll see more live events like this. We'd love to do that. But I want to come back to something real quick. When Diane and I come to the fitness center or any other, in particular, I'm talking about the Coronado Fitness Center.
Right.
I will see an 85-year-old lady get out of her car. She'll park on the other end of the parking lot. And she hikes her little self over to the front door and she shows her silver sneakers card and she gets in and she will walk that track as hard and as fast as she can. And she'll do her 10 laps, 12 laps, whatever. And she'll break a sweat. She'll be sweating, come back in and go back in. And you're like, well, Dennis, she just came and walked a little while. You could have done that. It's the routine. It's the repetition. It's knowing it's good habits make good habits. Is that fair, Misty?
Yes, it's the social interaction as well.
Yeah.
Being out and about with other people. And that's part of what the Parkinson's is, we have that group, we have the wellness center. We also do the second Thursday of every month, we host, which I just now found out, the largest support group in Arkansas for Parkinson's patients.
Really?
So yeah, myself and Tony Hobbs. She's our speech director here. And then Bob Newland, who is actually one of our Parkinson's boxers, he helps affiliate the meeting as well. So we do that the second Thursday of every month at 3:00, have our Parkinson's support group meeting, just trying to get more people in the community to know more about Parkinson's and all the things that we offer here at Fit for Life and the outpatient therapy.
Misty, I can't tell you enough. Thank you. I really can't. And not just for the interview. Thank you for what you bring to the community. If we did a show, came out yesterday, Tuesday. But we did a show about the Coronado Center and the fitness center. We had Terry Wiley on, and he talked about, how you can literally make money for the POA to offset expenses is just show up. Show your silver sneakers card, and they don't get paid anything until you show up and keep showing up. So I say we stick it to the insurance man. I say that's what we do. Yeah. But my point being, I think that I would say 60% of the village has no idea how great that fitness center is, do they?
Mm-hmm. They don't know. It's been word of mouth. More people are getting to know. It's not as big as, the Coronado Center, and we don't have some of the other amenities, but we have other things as well. Like I said, we're a family oriented wellness center here. We have speech therapy, occupational therapy, so we have other things to bring to the table here that a lot of people don't know about. We have, our Rock Steady boxing. We also have an anti-gravity treadmill, which a lot of people don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
So just a lot of other things that would be interesting for some people to come by and look at.
Well, where can we find information about Fit for Life? Where can we find that?
Well, we have a website. It's the Good Samaritan website. And it, when you go on to the Good Samaritan website, it also, when you scroll down, it shows the fitness. And so it gives a little information. A lot of people are just coming and showing up here to get information. We're located at 903 DeSoto Boulevard. Sometimes we have newcomer meetings for new people in the village. And so we always have our marketing director bring those people by. But the main thing is just getting exposure. We're going to be doing some things in The Voice in the next couple weeks as well. So, a lot of ours is word of mouth and just people coming and letting other people know about it.
Yeah. And I tell you what, once again, thank you. We will be back. I promise. We'll come back around and visit you again. Okay, Misty?
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. For Hot Springs Village Inside Out, we will see you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Misty.
Bye.
Thanks for watching and listening to Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a weekly podcast starring Hot Springs Village, Arkansas. Visit the website at hotspringsvillageinsideout.com.